Hey, it's Coach Ariel Anderson and midlife pregnancy and fertility. Is it the right choice for you? Coming up next. All right, there's just so much in that. And I really wanted to talk about choices this week. You know, how you make a choice. What are the choices out there? There's so many. But really, like, if this is the right choice for you. Uh, First, I want to say thank you for coming and just even having the conversation. I want to say if you're new here, definitely hit subscribe. And if not, then just it's great to be in this international circle, having the conversations. I'm here to answer questions and just, get things rolling. So let's just dive right in. I have been working with midlife pregnancy for a while. I met the love of my life when I was in my early 40s. I didn't expect that. And so that was a surprise. In fact, I definitely planned not to have a child late. My mom was 32 when she had me, and I was thinking, no, that's really old. And I was well over that, close to 50 when I had my daughter. And I made that choice because I was healthy. Was I perfectly fit? Was I doing everything perfectly, all the perfect food and supplements and all that? No, absolutely not. But I was vital and healthy. I still am. There are imperfections, of course. And I also knew that there was longevity in my family. Women were living, my aunt died at 101. There were, a lot of signs that I felt comfortable with that. And I just tuned in with my body to make a decision. That was how I decided. It wasn't even a question. I met this love. We felt like, how did I read it in a book about the cloud rider or cloud dancer, something like that, a children's book, and they said it exactly how I would say it. Oh gosh, I should have brought water. Just to expand our love. I felt like she was meant to come. I always knew that since she was little. Anyway, for you, darn it. For you, the question is, how do you decide if this is right for you? Now, if you're on your own, there's that piece around, do you have the support that is going to allow you to continue to be the person that you're meant to be with sanity as you move forward in this? Is it financially viable? There's so many questions inside of that piece. If you are in a couple, whatever that version of things looks like, because there's so many different possibilities, then the question is, does it feel right for both of you? Does it feel right for both of us? Have the conversation. Really dive into that if both of you are comfortable. And what are the things that pop up? And one way is if you're not, fluid in your communication, or there's some areas of tension, would be to write. Each of you take a moment to write things and come back and have that conversation. The last piece that you really want to consider when you're making your choices is, are you ready for what might come? Because while it has been brought up recently, when you're old, there's so many things that can happen. Well, so many things can happen at any time. And I want to remind you of that. Yes, depending on your history and your health and your environment and so many other factors, including your age, yes, there can be things that happen. Do you feel all in? And if you feel all in, I would trust that. If you feel a tension, you have to also pay attention to that. Pay attention to what your body's telling you, because at any age, birth is a risk. It's a possibility of, one of the top ways women used to die in the olden days was from birth. So be aware that, yes, we have modern technology depending on where you live. We have a lot of things available, east and west, mixing together to give you the support that you need. There's so many psychological and physical things that can help, in that. And anything's possible. If we hadn't had modern science, I don't know that my daughter and I would both have lived through the birth. It might not have happened. I knew that going in that we had those options, so it was different, and I knew why, because I had fibroids. And I knew it would be hard for her to get out. Now, if I knew that in the olden days and I didn't have access to a hospital, I might not have made that choice. I might have had to be at peace with creating and being mother to other people's children in moments of teaching and whatnot, or whatever it would be, or be a great auntie. Anyway, does any of this hit somewhere for you? I'm just curious, whether you're here now or in the replay, something that really feels like, ooh, I don't know, that would be uncomfortable for me, or yeah, thank you, that's interesting, or I don't know, whatever comes up. I would be curious, like, how it's been for you to make the choice. Did it feel like a resounding yes? Has it felt that way for a while? And do you feel comfortable to have that conversation with your partner? And how do you make choices? Do you make it from here, from your belly, from your whole body? Do you make it asking people outside, or combination? I'm curious. So if you have any other questions, you're welcome to throw them down into the chat. I just wanted to get things stirring a bit, especially after we had my first negative comment and thumbs down, because I put something up on YouTube Shorts and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I've been waiting for it. Phew, that other shoe dropped. Waiting for some kickback, flat, whatever you call it, flack, something like that. And I'm fine with that, because I appreciate, the concern around, how that stirs people, whether this was a young person or an older person, it doesn't matter, but it gets us thinking and talking about this. So I wanted to talk about choice because Caleb had brought it up, and in a way, and why, you have to really be sure. And that sureness also helps move forward that possibility of you actually getting pregnant. Because if those doubts are back there, or you're thinking, if there was anything wrong with this child, or does my partner really want this the way I want this? And it can be the man or the woman or the they or the other. It doesn't matter. There often can be one person who's worried. My husband was worried because his previous wife had challenges in birth, and he was terrified. He was terrified. So we had to have the conversation of what was possible. Yes, on my birth plan were a lot of no's. I don't want this, I don't want that. In the end, we did some of that. We were prepared for that possibility. You have to always prepare for that possibility. And I've told the story before about the changing the hospital policies around gentle C-section. Yay, I never planned on it, but it happened. So just being prepared also kind of releases that tension and helps you make your choices. So that's all I have for today. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. It's a very busy time of the year, and the sun is out and the clouds are coming, giving it just a little bit of respite from the incredibly heating hot. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm Ariel Anderson. I'm here on your path, shedding some light with my imaginary flashlight, so that you can feel clear and sure about your choices going forward. And I'm going to put a link down below. You've got a link that shows my address, my email address. If you would like the 7 steps to, a healthy midlife pregnancy, or if you've had losses, I have a resource for you as well. And I've got a little survey in there that's about 3 minutes long if you want to answer some questions about things that are important to you, because I've got some things coming up on the horizon and I'm excited. I keep saying that, but now I'm really sure, because I have childcare coming up. Yay! So yeah, I see somebody in there, and if you'd like to ask a question, I'm happy to stick around a little bit. Otherwise, we're now at 9 minutes, and I like to leave on my numbers, and 9 is one of them, or it can be 11. If you definitely, if this is interesting to you, give me a thumbs up, help other people find it, comment if you have something you'd like to know or say. And yeah, there's a little delay, so I will hang out just a little bit. All right. Have a beautifully imperfect day. Take care.